Hello, everyone. I'm Mr. Chadwick, and I'm here to bring you Lesson 9 of Unit 3 in Computer Science Discoveries for 7th graders. We're looking at sprite movement today. Sprite movement. The video that you can see here, Animating Sprites, will be available for you as well, and you can take a look at that. Today we're going to be combining the draw loop and the counter pattern. Not the counter as in the kitchen counter or the bathroom counter. This is counting. The class, you're going to be writing programs that move sprites across the screen. Up, down, left, right, what have you. So you're going to see those things today, and I hope you will enjoy this. Take some time to watch the video, the Game Lab Animating Sprites. Do that on your own. I just want to make sure that you are with me. If you want to pause and watch that video right now, that's a great idea. Go ahead and pause right now. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that video. What we're going to look at a little bit is, before we jump into the counter pattern totally, well, we are going to jump into it, but before we jump into it this way, it's one of the most important programming pieces that you're going to learn this in this unit. X equals x plus 1. Whatever x is, you're just adding 1 to it. And I have an example for you. So right here, let's just say the sprite x is at 34. In the very beginning, the x position is at 34, and you want to move the sprite to the right. So you have x equals 34. It runs the program, starts at 34. Then x equals x plus 1. So wherever x was, it's going to be plus 1. Remember, we're going downwards. So 34 was the x. So x equals x plus 1. So x is going to equal x plus 1. 34 was here. What's plus 1? 35. So then in the next line of code, 35 goes here in this x equals x plus 1. Okay, and that's going to equal 36, because remember in this line, x was 35. Then you move down. X equals x plus 1. So the new x equals the old x plus 1. The old x was 36. Oops. The old x was 36. Okay, plus 1 is 37. Now we move down. The new x equals the old x, 37 plus 1, which is 38. And it just continues on. And what that's going to do is as x moves up, it's going to give the illusion that your sprite is moving to the right. Now, if we were trying to move our sprite to the left, we'd be doing the opposite. It'd be x equals x minus 1. So we'd be going down. X equals x minus 1. So this is going to end up being 33. I don't know why that's doing that. The same rules will apply moving down to a different line. So that's what you'll be getting. So that would be moving it left, would be minus 1, but the example I just showed you is moving it right. So back to, just want to make sure you understand, it's just a continual process, and because of that draw loop, it's just going to make it go over and over and over and again at whatever frame rate you decide on. So that's what this is saying. So do this. Go ahead and do that. Do this. Do this. Do this. see what it does. So the counter starts at 0. The background is going to be white. The text size is going to be the counter. Counter equals counter plus 1. Ooh. Guess what will happen? Not guess, sorry. Use this code to decide. Use your scientific brain to decide what it will do. I'm going to move on. Go ahead and pause right now and give that a try. So the next one is getting this airplane to fly to the right. We're trying to get it to fly to the right. Can run it. All right. So what you have looks a little bit different than mine. Let's take a look at this. So I run it. There's no airplane. Doesn't show up. It gets created. Plane equals create sprite. Plane set animation plane. Background is blue. Plane X equals blank plus blank. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. What we're trying to do is X. Remember what we learned about X equals X plus 1. So now we're going to use not just X, but the X of where the plane is. So plane.x gets the value of plane.x plus 1. Let's see what that does. Oh my gosh. It's happening so fast. Now, what if we do plane.x gets the value of plane.x plus 2? What do you think will happen? Still moving right. Let's change it to 5. Plane.x gets the value of plane.x plus 1, or plus 5. See how it's moving a little bit quicker? We're changing it by 5 pixels every time it runs the draw loop. It runs from 1 to 10, and once it gets to that draw loop, it does it again. It keeps doing the draw loop, round and around and around. We just change that back to 1. So the important thing is that you're learning this. Plane X equals plane X plus 1. That's what's going to make this sprite, the plane, move to the right. Let's finish that up. All right, next. Now we have a fly. The fly, just like in the video over on to the right, the fly needs to move to the left. Okay? Before, in that with the plane, remember the plane was moving with the cursor, moving right. Now we need to move it to the left. How are we going to do that? Well, it's a great question. I'm going to grab this X. Okay. Sprite X equals, I'm going to get an orange. So Sprite X equals, what is it? That's right. Sprite X minus, we chose minus because we're going left. And look at this. If I move my cursor right or left, X is the only one moving. Sure, maybe Y moves a little bit, but only because I made a mistake. X is getting smaller. So let's say minus 1. Sprite X equals Sprite X minus 1. Why isn't it moving? Because it's not called Sprite. It's called Fly. Fly X. Fly X. Now look, the fly is moving left. Because it's fly X, it gets the value of fly X minus 1. And it just runs that over and over and over again. It started at 350. X was 350 to start off. And then 350 minus 1 is 349. Then 349 minus 1 is 348. 348 minus 1 is 347. And it just keeps on doing that faster than I can talk. Here's a challenge for you. Okay. What we need to do is figure out what the code is code for. Okay. Notice how we got all the information for car, for red car, yellow car, blue car, and green car. Which one of these, which code is this for? Okay. Take a look at each of them. Red car X equals red car X plus 4. Well, let's see. Red car X, that means red car's X is going up. It's not this one. Red car's X is going up. Could be that one. Red car's X is going down. Yellow car Y equals yellow car Y plus 4. Okay, Y, remember, if we have, look on the grid, Y. If we have our Y, 4 means it's going up. So our Y should have to go up. The yellow car should be going, look at the Y. Look, see how the Y is getting bigger? It means doing plus, and my cursor is moving down. So yellow car would have to be moving down for this to be right. So, and I do that without blue car X equals blue car X minus 4. That means blue car X, look at this. X is getting smaller there. See on the cursor? X went from 102. And which direction is the cursor moving? Left. So left, where's the blue car moving left? And then green car Y, the green car Y. Y is getting smaller. See in the grid? Y is getting smaller. So I need to be choosing something that has Y getting smaller for green. So take a look at those. Just trying to give you some tips and make sure you really study that hard. This is where you're going to learn. And I'm going to be assessing this one. See how there's a red, purple check mark? Okay, 7. Okay, the mouse. Let's run the mouse. The mouse is moving down. We need it to move at an angle. And you get bonus if you can figure out how to make it turn. So how do we make the mouse? How do we make the mouse go at an angle across instead of up and down? So watch this. If I follow the mouse down, what's happening? Only the Y is changing, really. Oh, the code has only the Y changing. And if I start up in this top and I move diagonally, X and Y are changing. So I need to find, that's interesting. X and Y are changing. And then how, the challenge, can you make the mouse change? I wonder how you do that. What did it do? It rotated. All right, well, we'll move on. Okay, counter pattern. So this is where I was telling you, okay, the hippo ended up at 30-30, rabbit at 30-90, and the pig at 90-30. So they all start at the same, well, 2 of them start at the same X. So Here we got hippo x equals hippo x plus 2. Hippo y equals hippo y plus 2. That's the one that's going this way. It's moving diagonal. Rabbit y equals rabbit y plus. That's the one that's moving down. Rabbit just down. Only the y is changing. And then pig x equals pig x plus 2, which makes it move to the right. So that could be a helpful, just remember that. You get to this point, maybe you haven't done everything, go ahead and try it everything again. And then other uses for the pattern. Look at this. This is rotation. Sprite.rotation equals sprite.rotation minus something. Okay, that's going to get this easel to turn around in circles. Sprite scale, take a look at that. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then the width. Width equals width plus 1. Height equals height minus 1. Okay, it all started with 200, 200 with height. So those are variables there. These are some things that can happen. Read over that. It's pretty informative. All right, so watching the counter pattern, background, pan rotation equals pan rotation plus 1. Figure out what's going to happen there and then write your response here. It's all the same. It's like, remember, so x is one thing, one value, y is another, rotation is another, scale. If you keep the same, like they all work in the same way. X, so like pan.x equals pan x plus 1, it's going to move right. If you do minus 1, it's going to move left. Rotation, it's going to move clockwise or counterclockwise. Sorry, clockwise or counterclockwise. If you call it size, it's going to get bigger or smaller. Size, so pan dot scale equals pan dot scale plus 1. It's going to get bigger. Pan dot scale gets the value of pan dot scale minus 1. It's going to get smaller. Retract. Okay, so continue on these lessons, or on lesson 9, and continue checking. Okay, I want to give you one more. This one I wanted to have you look at. Look at that. Did you see that over here? Let's do it again. Which way is it moving? Just barely see the motorcycle kind of run this way. Okay, what we want it to do, it's running this angle. So look at X and Y are both getting larger. Look underneath show grid. X and Y are getting larger. Larger and larger and larger. Okay, that's because the code says cycle.x gets the value of cycle.x plus 10. Cycle.y gets the value of cycle.y plus 10. How do we make it move in the way that it shows in the example? Let's start down here. What's happening? As I move my cursor, look below the word show grid. X. What's happening to X and what's happening to Y? Well, that is the secret. Let's start again. Starting at this bottom corner, right where the motorcycle has been starting. What's happening to X and what's happening to Y? Okay, that's what we need to make sure happens in the code. So that's lesson 9. Remember, if you have any questions, you can talk to me or your teacher, probably Mr. Gatsos. Not probably, likely Mr. Gatsos. And if you come to us during our office hours, then that is awesome. Last thing, look at this. Let's take a look at over here on the bottom left, bottom right, cycle.x going up, cycle.y going up. It's watching, it's keeping track what's happening. The variable / property tells you where the x and the y is of these. They just continue to go up forever. All right. So whatever you need, talk to us during office hours, and enjoy making your sprites move. Take care, man. Bye-bye.